Yes, I was just telling our community that we are going to be co-hosting our Day of Pleasure on this upcoming Saturday, the 17th, and it's going to be a day of bringing together the powerful modalities of breath and movement and sound and non-sexual touch to really reconnect with our bodies and our sensations and the pleasure that's available to all of us at all times in this beautiful community space. And we're going to be bringing in breath work and paired time massage and embodiment practices to really feel and connect with that sense of pleasure and community. So yay.
Yeah, and yummy food and beautiful music and togetherness and fresh air. We have like all the ingredients for a super pleasurable, juicy, delicious day. And I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm so excited, and we're so excited that we just couldn't wait, and we wanted to hop on here today to just talk a little bit about pleasure, and then I'm going to be guiding a really simple and yummy vacation into pleasure meditation. But I wanted to chat with you a little bit, Rain, just about pleasure and what it means to you in your life, any healing or benefits that you felt for yourself or your clients, and why you felt like it was important for us to offer a day of pleasure.
Mm. Oh, there's so much to say.
Right.
I'm just coming out of this like week-long breathwork immersion. So I'm like really in my emotional body right now. And I guess some of the realizations I've had come through just in the recent days are just that I've been so tight in my pelvic bowl and my lower energy centers, just trying to keep myself safe since I was born, since before I was born. I don't know, that pleasure and flow has been really blocked for me. And that's not something I knew about or even knew how to know about until this last like 5 or 10 years as I've been exploring my energy. But for me now, pleasure, when I give myself pleasure, and that means like having a delicious thing that I want to taste or choosing to listen to a certain music. Every time I make a choice towards pleasure, that's me acknowledging that I'm worth that, that I deserve that, and that I'm safe in the moment, safe to receive pleasure, to be in pleasure. So it's actually, it's not life and death, but it feels kind of life and death sometimes, especially when we're so carrying so much in our bodies. And there's so much I want to say, and that's why I'm so glad we have a whole day on Saturday, because this topic just really lights me up, and I want everyone to experience the flow and safety that comes with welcoming more pleasure into your life and into your energetic world.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so funny because before this chat, I was just sitting here thinking about kind of the main things I wanted to say, and those are literally so much of what I feel too, that I feel like in our society, a lot of times pleasure is this thing that it's kind of seen as like this luxury, or if it's sexual pleasure, it's like kind of naughty, or it's like we have this saying of like guilty pleasure, like, ooh, I'm gonna like treat myself today. And it's like, pleasure is not this like opulent, like exorbitant thing that, you know, we have to like steal away and get. It's actually, it's like a basic need. And like you mentioned, it can help us so much for those of us, which is pretty much most of us, who have experienced pain or trauma or fear in our bodies, in our physical bodies, emotionally, energetically. Sometimes our bodies don't feel like a safe home. And so to be able to come back to feeling this sense of pleasure can be so soothing. And it's like, yes, pleasure feels great, but it can also be the grounding place and the resource to facilitate so much deep healing as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, there's all these connotations that pleasure is like always a sex thing, or it's like you have to get like a $300 massage with diamonds or something. But pleasure, it's not a luxury. It's like an important part of being alive. Like just think of a dog sitting in the sun with their eyes closed. closed. That always makes me feel so much pleasure, just seeing a dog, like finding that patch of sun. And that's free. And that's so natural and organic for us as creatures on this earth. And I think that we forget to stop and close our eyes and feel the sun. And that's like the deepest medicine there is.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to, I think we've been working together in this partnership, and we're going to keep doing that, to just invite everyone to pause and notice what could feel good in that moment, and like welcome that in.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of that, that's like the whole world is available to us.
Yeah, I love that so much. And exactly, like I feel like the pleasure sometimes has this association with sex, and yeah, sexual pleasure is fucking amazing, and there's just so much more to it. And I feel like a huge part of it, as you kind of mentioned, is just coming back to being present in the current moment. And the more and more that we can do that, the more that we can tap into our five senses, and something as pleasurable as just being held by the surface underneath of us, or drinking a glass of water, or whatever it may be, that's going to allow us to feel more pleasure during sex and in every single area of our lives as well.
Yeah, should we get a little juicy with this live? Like, should we, because also I know people are interested, and that's part of what draws people to your content too, is the sexual aspect. And I will also say, as I've welcomed more pleasure into my life through sunshine, through taste, through taking a pause, I'm having way more orgasms. That just is true. And so much of it is about softening my lower energy centers through breath work, through a lot of embodiment practices. And a lot of it, again, is just acknowledging that I'm worthy of that. And also that my sexual relationship with myself is the #1 sexual relationship in my life, you know. And if I can have great experiences with partners too, I mean, when I have great experiences with partners too, that's great. But like, the relationship I most love to nurture, and I'm excited to nurture, and that like creates all this abundance in my life, is my own sexual relationship with myself.
Yeah.
And that is definitely an aspect of what we want to be talking about with people at these workshops and our retreats and everything we offer, is like, we're not going to shy away from talking about that kind of pleasure, because that is powerful and it's healing, and we're here for it.
Yes, 100%. I love that. And when my clients do come to me and say, "Oh, I'm not feeling a lot of pleasure during sex, or it's really hard for me to orgasm," sometimes there's this idea that it has to be through these complicated tantric practices and these really in-depth things that we do for hours every day that we reach this sexual and pleasurable nirvana. And it's like, yes, that is a thing. I'm not discounting that at all, but it can't be overstated how important it is to just go back to the basics and really feel like, okay, where in my body am I feeling sensation, and what does that feel like? How can I breathe into that and invite that to expand? And at the same time, how can I gently feel into any tension or kind of armor or pain that I'm feeling as well, and let that be a part of the experience and give that attention too, because when we're so hyper vigilant, as so many of us have been taught to be, it's really hard to experience any kind of pleasure. And yeah, the more that we do that, the more that we can move into pleasure. And of course, sexual pleasure and orgasms are so fucking healing for us, and amazing for connection with ourselves and connection with our lovers as well, and connection, I feel, with the universe and the divine also. Yeah, so good. Yes, I'm super excited about our event, and the event is going to be focused on sensual pleasure, so there's not going to be any sexual touch at the workshop, but absolutely all of the practices and really the intention and the vibe that you will receive there is something that you can also bring into your future sexual play with yourself and with your partners as well. But the workshop will be a really beautiful opportunity to feel into how you can expand your experience of pleasure outside of sexual connection and really come into that ecstatic bliss that is literally available to us 24/7.
Yeah. Whether you're alone or whether you're with a partner or partners, or whether you're like at work sitting at your desk, or even whether you're in a really, really stressful situation, like that pleasure is available and it's your birthright in every moment. And we want to help build a toolkit so that you can access this healing power no matter what's going on around you at every moment. That's like going to change the world, if we keep doing that. And it's all about like really leaning into what feels good and learning about what feels good, even getting curious about what could feel really good to me in this moment. It seems like a small thing, but it's not a small thing at all.
Yeah, it's such an important thing. And yeah, we just really want to emphasize that work, like coming to this workshop, even though it's more like play, it does do so much deep healing and really signals to our nervous system and rewires our brain to feel like, oh, I am worthy of receiving pleasure. I don't have to shame myself every time that something feels good. And the more and more that we send that message to our subconscious brain and our nervous system, the more that we'll feel worthy of receiving more pleasure, but also just like you were mentioning, Rain, just feeling worthy in general, because then our subconscious brain is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking worthy goddess or god or creature, amazing, yeah, a creature of the universe, and I deserve all the pleasure and all of the abundance and all of the wealth and all of the love and all of the respect that I want to ask for, and I get to receive that, and I get to feel good about receiving that.
And that extends on to that. If I deserve that, you deserve that. Everyone deserves that. Oh, whoa, we're all in this together.
Yes.
So I know that you are going to lead us through a little mini practice, but first, should we just do a rough like outline of how the day is going to go on Saturday, our day of pleasure?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have a short practice, but yeah, I think that's a really good idea to share.
So it's going to be at your friend's beautiful home. In what part of town? Like Southwest Portland, right?
Yeah, it's just out towards Beaverton a little bit, but yeah, pretty close into Portland. It's a really beautiful space that has some shelter from the sun, but then there's also an outside deck area where we can go and soak up the sun. And yeah, just plenty of space for us to move and connect.
So we'll be welcoming everyone around 10. And then once everyone settles in, we're going to have an opening circle and set some intentions. And then Francesca, you're going to lead us through. We want to tell us about the morning session.
Yes. So the morning session, we're going to begin with a pleasure-focused breath work. And I fucking love breath work. I feel like it's one of the most powerful tools for us to drop out of the cognitive brain and the thinking mind that we can get stuck in these spirals of, and really connect back in with the body and allow the body to, our bodies are so wise, and they know how to heal, and they know how to release that tension and stress that can keep us from being present and keep us from experiencing pleasure. So I'm going to be guiding us to really tap into the pleasure that's already available to us in our bodies and expand that while gently releasing pain and tension. And then once we're in this more open and sensitive space that breathwork can get us to, then we're going to move into a 5 senses ritual where I'll be guiding you through a embodiment practice, meditation, to really help you sensitize and connect with and appreciate the pleasure that's available to us through all 5 senses. And then that's going to naturally flow into our sensual lunch.
Yes. We're just going to have like a yummy, healthy lunch in the middle of the day and like a lot of leisure time in the middle of the day to chat and, stretch, take whatever you need. Pleasure for me, I'm learning more and more that what makes me feel good is not being in a rush. So that's another thing I love about this offering is we have so many hours we can really enjoy and like let the energy of pleasure and joy and play kind of unfurl naturally. So we're going to have this just really chill, leisurely lunch. I might play a little bit of music there because it feels really good to me to share my music. And then in the afternoon, we'll be moving into the massage portion. So I'll be guiding everyone through a massage flow anchored around the ancient art of Thai massage. So we're going to be fully dressed, although feel welcome to wear like whatever makes you feel sexy, whatever's flexible and comfortable. I'll probably wear like a little lace romper. What are you going to wear, Francesca?
That's such a great question. Probably I haven't come up with an exact outfit, but something cute and sexy and fun that's also easy to move in and feel comfortable in.
So just wear whatever, like if you want to wear like sweats and that makes you feel great, do that. Wear whatever you want. I love any excuse to wear lingerie in public or at any time.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what we'll be doing. So we'll be doing a long, juicy massage workshop where we're just going to be stretching each other, doing some soft touch, some more yang style, like big stretches, and then some more yin style that's going to be more soft and like restorative. And we'll do working in pairs. So you could come with a friend or a lover, or you could come on your own and we'll pair you up. And then depending on the numbers, I'd love to move into, well, yeah, we're going to do some small group stuff as well. And then we're going to close. We're going to move from that massage part into another activity that Francesca has in mind.
Yeah, so this will be a small group activity and it's called Receiving Circles. And this will be an opportunity for us to practice asking for what we want and receiving that. And again, in our society, a lot of times we're taught that asking for what we want is greedy and our wants and our desires are too much. And so this is a chance to really ask for what it is that we want. And it's also an opportunity to practice boundaries. And so some of the things that we might ask for from our small group are, oh, I would love for everyone to send me loving, healing energy, or I really enjoyed the Thai massage practice from earlier and I'd love to get a little bit more of that. Can you massage my head or my hands? Or it could be even just sitting in silence and witnessing one another, or asking for words of affirmation or love. And so, yeah, each person gets an opportunity to ask for what they want. The others get an opportunity to either offer that, or if that's not something that they're available for, just even offering their presence and connection in that way. And yeah, then each person gets an opportunity to both give and receive.
And, you know, that all sounds, to one person, that part might sound like really delicious and easy. And that part might be like the most terrifying part, like asking for what you want. So we know that although we're really leaning into pleasure, we're also we're confronting some things that can be really challenging. And it's all about creating this safe space within our bodies and around our bodies and within this community to like push the limits a little bit in a way that feels safe. But do know that if there's anything in this offering that doesn't feel right for you, you can like choose to sit to the side or participate in whatever way feels right for you. A huge part that's really important about pleasure is being free to express and also feeling safe to express. Yeah. And that's through lots of communication, consent, creating a container. And we're going to be talking all about that, the communication and the consent aspect as well.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll be there to guide and support you through this entire experience in any way that we can. And yeah, it's really important for us, like Rain said, to make it a place that feels as safe as possible and incredibly consensual and beautiful place for us all to relax and kind of take a step back from whatever's going on in our lives and really focus in on ourselves and what we need and how we can support our own healing process.
I love everything you say.
Yay! I love everything you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay. So is there anything else you wanted to share about that, or I can guide the short practice?
I feel excited to receive some of your medicine right now.
Yes, amazing. So this is only going to be about 5 minutes long, 5-ish minutes. And so for Rain, and anyone who's watching live or the replay who feels ready to join us for a little vacation into pleasure meditation. Just finding a comfortable place to sit or lie down, closing the eyes or softening the gaze if that feels accessible to you. Just beginning by taking some gentle, deep breaths, remembering this is all about pleasure, and so no need to force anything. Just noticing how it feels to invite a deepening of the breath. Feeling the sensations of that oxygen flowing through the body, lungs expanding, relaxation as the air flows out. Allowing your breath to stay gentle and flowing, noticing any sensations, emotions, any parts of your experience that are on the surface, alive right now. No need to make anything right or wrong, just allowing it to be part of your experience, breathing with it. As you connect with your body, setting your intention to connect with a place within that feels good right now, that feels pleasurable. So maybe this is a place that feels relaxed. Maybe it feels warm or open. If you are in a lot of pain, maybe it's just a place that feels neutral today. And if you're having difficulty finding a place within, being gentle with yourself, you can also rest one or both hands somewhere in your body and just feel that connection with yourself. And as you feel that pleasurable space, just noticing what about it makes it pleasurable. What sensations do you feel there? Consciously choosing to connect with this space within, with your breath. Feeling that you could drop into deeper connection to this place of inner pleasure with every breath in. And noticing if there's anything else that you can notice about this place within that feels good. If it had a color, what color might it be? If it looked like something, maybe a place, maybe a person you know, maybe a beautiful shape, what might it look like? Just paying attention to that. And as you breathe, breathing into this space of pleasure and visualizing that on the inhale, you could breathe directly in, expanding this pleasure and any sensations associated with it. And on the exhale, visualizing allowing those sensations to flow outwards through your body. Breathing in, breathing into this place of pleasure. Exhaling out, letting this beautiful, pleasurable energy flow, expanding through your body. And doing a few more of these. As you do, letting your body move in any ways that feels good. And feeling the pleasure of having a body. Feeling the pleasure of being able to move your body. Taking some more breaths into this space until you feel that pleasurable energy expanding as far throughout your body as is possible right now. And remembering that pleasure is always accessible to you. You can always return back to this place of inner pleasure. Taking a couple more breaths, noticing how you feel. And coming back to opening your eyes as you feel ready. Yay. Thanks for going on that journey with me.
Mm. It really is like a vacation.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
So good. Well, I really appreciate this connection today and everyone who joined us. And I'm so excited for Saturday. Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
Yes. Okay. So about Saturday, contact us directly if you have any questions. We would love to talk to you. I've chatted on the phone already with a couple people that were like, I think this might be for me, but I feel nervous about this and this. Like, we can totally set aside 5 minutes to chat with you. You can text us, whatever. Uh, that's from 10. The event is this Saturday in Southwest Portland from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a sliding scale, $66 to $111 via Venmo, or if you need to make your donation a different way, let us know. And if you really need the medicine, everyone needs the medicine. If you're interested in this medicine, but the investment is an issue, also contact us. We'll make it work. We want you to have this. So that's about that. And then the other thing I'm really excited about is our Pleasure is Medicine retreat in Costa Rica this October 16th to 22nd. There's only going to be 8 spaces, and we're about to like officially announce it at the event this Saturday. So if you're interested in coming to do an expanded version of this offering, you better get in right away because it's going to fill right up. And well, $111 deposit will hold your space, so you don't have to like get it all together to make that commitment. That's like another way of saying yes to pleasure and yes, I deserve this. So contact us if you want to know more.
Fuck yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Can't wait. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us with any questions that you have, anything you want to share about what we talked about today. I like talking about pleasure, so my DMs are open and love to connect and answer any questions or chat with anyone. Yay. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Rain, for joining me today.
Thank you. This is so fun.
Yeah, so good.
Pleasure. Work can be pleasure too. Can you believe it?
I know. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, my dears. Well, we're going to go ahead and hop off and we will chat soon. Have a wonderful day.